Hey, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a great day, great week. It's Friday! We get the weekend. I get to do a bunch of gardening, but my channel title isn't just Dave's Gardening, it's gardening and other things. I recently found myself in a situation where I had two phones. I'm not going to make the video about why I got a second phone. I will make another video maybe about why I have two phones, but I have two Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G phones. I could just walk around with two cases, right, and two different phones, and then they'll be banging into each other, slapping into each other, or, you know, all that. And I could have gone that route, but I looked to see what kind of phone case options are out there for people that have two phones. Basically, you got two options from what was on the market in the summer, August 2025. One of them is CellSnapp. CellSnapp was featured on Shark Tank. I think this product got sponsored. And what CellSnapp basically does, I'll show you the box. And I'll even show you CellSnapp. CellSnapp is just two magnets that go on the back of your cases. The cases, and none of what I'm going to show you includes a case. It's just the magnet and the adhesive part. None of these products today come with cases. I had to buy 4 cases to make this video. These are $10 cases, so it's not going to break me. There's your one CellSnapp, there's your other. And when you put the two of them together, they hold like that. These magnets, when they're connecting to each other, they're pretty decent. And you can also rotate if you want to rotate. You want to have one upside down, but then they're not exactly even. And that's CellSnapp for you. And we'll get into that, pluses and minuses of that. We'll get into that in a second. And the other one is called Twins Carry. And Twins Carry is basically this. This is Twins Carry, but this will fold. When I don't drop it, this will fold like that. And then if you've, and all this stuff deals with magnets. Let me just say that. But if you have a case and your case has a magnetic ring on the back or MagSafe, this will hook on like that to the back of your case. I'm going to take my phone out and just do the cases so you can see. And essentially what you can do is you can have your two phones face each other like this with the Twins Carry. And then if you want to use them, you can open them up like that. You can even push this clamp back some. If you want to do the emulate the Samsung Fold, you got to take the mag. I find it easier. Different people, different things. I find it easier to take this off and then go like that, fold it like that, and then from there, if I line everything up properly, I can now emulate two phones. So this becomes like a Samsung Fold, right? Sort of, not exactly, but you get the idea, right? So that is the Twins Carry, and it's by the company's called As Stylish. CellSnapp, I think it's just CellSnapp. I don't make it. So here is the As Stylish Twins Carry. Other thing to note is the Twins Carry does have kickstands that fold out on both sides. If I got one phone or even both phones, I'm sitting at a restaurant waiting to be seated, I could bust this out. I could put down both the kickstands. I could work on both the phones. One of the drawback of the CellSnapp, you don't really have any option. You're just putting them both down, right? Whereas the Twins Carry gives you options, right? I can do that. I could even, if I wanted to, if I just had one phone, I could even set it up and, you know, use it like I would a normal kickstand. So I could set it up like this. I could put it on its side if I wanted to watch a movie on an airplane or something. I could do it like that. So, you know, that you have a lot of options with the Twins Carry. One other thing I wanted to point out about Twins Carry. The Twins Carry comes in two sizes. You can see one is about a ½ inch longer than the other. So with the Twins Carry, if you do need a smaller one, let's say you got smaller phones, there's a different option. So the regular Twins Carry is $56, 7 inches, which is 178 millimeter. And then the short version, 163 millimeter, it's a ½ inch shorter. It's $4 cheaper, something $3. And then the CellSnapp is half the price, 25 bucks. Let's get into this product specifics and ways one might be better or worse than the other. I'm going to start with the CellSnapp first. It comes like this, and you slide out, and you basically have the two magnets with their adhesive on there. One of the funny things I noticed that it mentions in the instructions is you're not supposed to put these on anything but a hard plastic case. The problem is, I don't really think I have a lot of just strictly hard plastic case. They all have the soft, rubbery, neoprene stuff. And I do want to report, and I've been testing this for about a week, I have them on the neoprene. I just made sure I pressed them on really good. And I even took a little clamp, and I clamped it for a couple hours, and I haven't had problems with them coming off. This particular neoprene, and I'll put the link of these neoprene type cases in the video descriptions. But it seems like they're working, right? And I'm gonna have to switch cameras to my iPhone to do the shake test. I'm gonna do it over the bed so I don't drop anything on a hard surface. But when these two are anchored together, they're pretty solid. You're not gonna easily shake these two apart. So when you have these two together with the CellSnapp, they're staying together, basically. And obviously that's true as well for the Twins Carry. The Twins Carry also, when two of them are together, these magnets are really strong when they're together on both these products. Now, that's kind of where we start to diverge in what's the differences between the products. And I guess I'll go down and I'll shoot this in my car. So my car, I've got a MagSafe charger suction cup to the windshield, and that's when I drive. How I have a phone available is it MagSafes onto the mounting device for the car, and I'm going to get a new one that's a charger. Right now I just have a MagSafe, and I can say the Twins Carry and the magnets, Twins Carry comes with these two super skinny magnets. They got the 3M adhesive, and they're super, super skinny, right? And this is going to lead into a second important point of the differences between the two. But what I can tell you is when I get in my car and I take the super skinny little magnet and I put it on the MagSafe, no matter what bump I hit, whatever, it's not coming off. It's solid. This ring is solid. And truth be told, the case I had before had a ring like this, and it was solid before. But using the new cases for this testing for this video and the magnets that came with the Twins Carry, any MagSafe device you have that's got more than enough magnetic attraction power, you know. And I think the magnets actually in this device, and these are just hunks of metal, but whatever it is, whatever they put in these rings, it definitely holds the phone to more than just the Twins Carry. Any other device, those little magnets hold your phone. That's where we see our first big difference. Now, while on the CellSnapp, these two together are super, super strong. When I go to take this type of magnet device and I go to use it in my car, and I'll shoot videos of this in a little bit, it's not, it'll attach, don't get me wrong, but any type of bump is gonna at least shift it to coming off, and a good sized bump will make it fall all the way off. So these Twins Carries are great for one another. They're not necessarily as good, and they're nowhere near as good as the Twins Carries for using other MagSafe devices. It's almost like those mounting devices are meant for one another and not much else. And when you get them, I guess I want to point out, they've got a very neat, interesting way to install it. They give you a lining up device, and you line this up on the back of your case, and you make sure all the numbers are correct, and then you peel off the adhesive and you stomp it on there, and then you've dead centered these magnets. The Twins Carry doesn't really do that, and I don't know if they need to, and I'm going to tell you why. How I attached my Twins Carry magnets was I bent these, and then I'm not going to do it because these things are so strong, they're a real nuisance to get out. But I took off the adhesive on the back, and then I put these magnets in each one of these, and then I slid the phone cases in. And then I could see, before I pressed down, I could roughly see where it was going to line up on the case. And I said, yeah, you know, because I can tell when the magnet's like that, that's the edge I want it to be, right? So it's almost like you use the twins carry to center your thing. Yeah, up and down, it might not be perfect, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. The twins carry doesn't care where up and down. You want to try to get it close to the middle, but if it's not actually dead center, it doesn't really matter with the twins carry. Where with the CellSnapp, their idea is they don't want your phones like connecting like this, right? They want to make sure so it fits in your pocket better. They're totally parallel that way, that way, that way, that way. Where with this device, it just doesn't seem to matter as much because of the nature of the folding hinge. It's going to line up. You know, as long as you do them both at the same time, it's not that hard to do it. So I didn't have a template to line these up, and yet I got them to line up together, and they work fine for my phones. So, you know, that there's, I guess what I'm getting at, there's a lot more advantages. There's a lot more stuff you can do with the twins carry. You can use it as a kickstand. You can use it in your car or any other MagSafe device, and there's no issue there. And I guess the biggest thing, what makes me want to return the CellSnapp and keep the twins carry is wireless charging. And you're probably like, it's a phone case. Wireless charging is not really a thing. Well, yeah, it is. And I'm going to show you why. These skinny little pieces of metal that go on here, right? If you have a wireless device like this or a wireless charging device like this, and you have one of these cases with a skinny ring, and you line it up on here, and you got to line it up right. You can't just throw it on anywhere. You got to actually line it up. I can wirelessly charge with that metal ring on the back of the phone. And I want to put an asterisk by that because I got one situation where it's not great. But the MagSafe in my friend's car, it worked fine. This isn't even a MagSafe. This is just, it rests in there. It works fine. It charges. And I'm sure just about any MagSafe charger you can come up with is going to work with this. The problem with the CellSnapp, if I got the CellSnapp on the phone and I want to wirelessly charge with a CellSnapp case, that ain't happening. I'm going to have to take my phone out of my CellSnapp enabled case. Remember, CellSnap's just the magnets, it's not the case. But whatever case I got, in order to wirelessly charge with CellSnap magnet system, I'm going to have to take the phone out of the case. Kind of defeats having the case, in my opinion. And I'm going to then have to put it in whatever it is, whether it's this kind or it's the original Samsung wireless charging. So that's, again, there goes a point to twins carry. You can leave your phones in the case and wirelessly charge. You know, I can put this on there and it'll wirelessly charge. I can put it on this one, wirelessly charge. I can put it on MagSafe in the car, wirelessly charge. And I gave you an asterisk earlier. Let me tell you what that asterisk means. Some of these devices have, these wireless chargers have a twin pad design like that. And this one has the single pad. See, there's one circle there and there's two circles on this one. What I found was with the circle on the case, the dual pad doesn't like the circle. Single pad, no problem with circle. Dual pad, no like circle, right? So this charger, single pad, no problem. He works fine. This charger, single pad, no problem. He works fine. Dual pad, it'll act like it's going to charge and then it says it won't charge. So just keep that in mind. So you can wirelessly charge with twins carry. You can wirelessly charge with a MagSafe wireless charger. But some of the stand-up chargers, if they're a dual pad design, they're not going to work properly. In my testing, they won't work properly with the circle magnet. And you're not going to wirelessly charge anything with the CellSnapp. There's the magnet. This is the MagSafe device that's mounts to my windshield, as you can see, and this will unscrew and I can pull this out, and that's the magnet. That's the magnet that holds the phone. We're going to use this to see how strong the twins carry versus the CellSnapp adheres to the automotive MagSafe mount, and see what the differences are. How strong will it grip it? Will it come off over a bump or not? That's why I took this off, and we're going to take it upstairs for further testing. First, we're going to test the twins carry. So imagine I'm driving to the store. This is my windshield, and I want to hook my phone up to the arrow going up even, I'll even get that right. I want to hook my phone up to this, and I want to drive to the store, right? Get some groceries and whatnot. This is the CellSnapp. I don't know if you can already see, but it without much wobbling, it comes off. I mean, I can tell you, I had these for a period of time before I had the Twins Carry came in. I was doing CellSnapp for maybe a week or so before, and I can honestly tell you, this really bummed me out. Now let's try the same thing. Let me switch the phone and put the same exact phone, but put it in the Twins Carry case. All right, there's our case. Now again, to get the right side up, I'm going to the grocery store. Once it was right over the circle, it held on to the phone a lot better. Yeah, eventually it will come off, but it just takes a lot more. There it goes, it finally came off. Right. So the CellSnapp is what, with the poor weak magnet for the car, right? I can say this is what basically made me not want to keep the CellSnapp. The fact of when I go into my car, it's just weaker, right? That, and the fact that it would easily fall off on bumps. I'm not going to say they're both foolproof in the car, but the Twins Carry, even with a skinny little magnet, is a lot better in the car. When I go into the car and I put this on, I can say this is much, much better than this, right? There's just a big difference. So when you see the two of them together and you compare side by side, Twins Carry's a lot better. It doesn't want to come off on its own, right? It just doesn't want to. Eventually, I'll get it. I mean, I will. I promise. All right, there you go. I got it. Let's try the same thing with the Twins Carry. It quickly falls off. And I can tell you why I think this is. I think what they did with the CellSnapp is, one is positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. And this isn't even really a magnet. This is just a hunk of metal, and you just have one big magnet coming down, gripping that. Where this has got different polarities, I think, in the magnet. So you're really only getting these little tiny, every other one of these, I think, is magnetizing, or whatever scheme they used with a polarity. I actually have a way to test that with a pickup tester. But it's just a weaker grip when you get in the car, and the Twins Carry wins this one hands down. So if you're looking at both products, the Twins Carry or the CellSnapp, you got to ask yourself some questions, right? I got to say, if you just want to have two phones and you want the two phones to not bang against each other when they're in your pocket, and you don't really use them at the same time, you're never going to break them out, you just need to get from A to B, and you don't want your two phones, scratching each other up while they're in your pocket, CellSnapp does its job, and it does its job well. This, for just transporting it, I'm not going to be talking in the car. I'm not going to be doing any of that. I just got to get from here to there, and I want to put them both in my pocket, my bag, whatever, backpack. CellSnapp's going to do that, and it does it well, right? But if you're going to be doing a little bit more, wireless charging is one. Having a kickstand is another idea, because maybe you want to use both phones at once out at happy hour or lunch or wherever you're going to go. The idea that I can kick out these kickstands and use them for something is not hard. It's not a horrible idea. I mean, I could see myself doing. I have done this actually. So being able to have both phones out with a kickstand is a really good thing. Application wise, there's never going to be an app for CellSnapp. Why would there be, right? But they can have apps that allow you to utilize, they can and do have apps that will allow you to utilize two phones together, potentially as one fold, like the one phone, like the Samsung Fold, or other things for that matter. Or maybe you just want to, you got these people you want to chat with and these people you want to chat with, and you want to kickstand so you can multi-chat on two different phone lines, two different phones. Again, advantage is going to be the Twins Carry is going to do that for you, right? If you're into Wi-Fi charging, once again, you got to decase with these. These phones got to come out of the case. Every time I got to take a phone out of the case, I think I'm risking the phone, even if it's at home. Where if I use the Twins Carry, the phone can always remain in the case while I'm asleep, waking, whatever, and all that. Then comes the issue of automotive. In the car, you're going to find that the Twins Carry hands down beats the CellSnapp for car usage. Again, you could switch cases, but then why are you even buying this, right? And then the last, I guess, issue I want to bring up is when it comes to MagSafe compatibility, Twins Carry is MagSafe compatible. And they have 2 different sizes based on your phone. I don't think it really matters that much. These would fit on a smaller phone, although I don't know how much smaller. They do have a decent amount of real estate. So I guess if you got a really small phone, you might have to go with the smaller Twins Carry if it's the magnets for the CellSnapp are too big. But I don't know if that's really going to be an issue. I got a couple old phones around. I don't need to make the video longer, but that's for the person buying it to look into because they give you the dimensions for both. But again, MagSafe, you're MagSafe compatible. Anything that MagSafe fits, you can get the bigger one or the slightly smaller one, and then you can have both your phones together. The biggest negative I could say about the Twins Carry is when you fold the 2 together and you have it in your pocket, if you take it out and shake it, the phones will come apart a little bit. But you know, let's think about that for a second. How often are we taking our phones apart and just shaking them outside of a video test like this? Not very often, right? So, you know, those are your points. I'll put them up in the corner, one of my corners. You know, what the advantages are of the Twins Carry and what the advantages are of the CellSnapp. And then after that, I'll put the disadvantages. And I don't really do a point system, but, you know, having had one product for a week before the other, I got my time with CellSnapp. It's not a bad product. It's not low quality. It even does some of the stuff that it says it won't do, although your mileage may vary on this one. These particular cases that are soft and rubbery, it works fine with, although they mention not all rubbery cases are going to work. That's the nice thing about the Twins Carry. If it's MagSafe, you're in. You know, all MagSafe works with Twins Carry. So there you have it. CellSnapp's going back. I'm going to keep probably both the Twins Carry just because I have other uses for these magnets because they're really good. The biggest disadvantage, I guess, for the Twins Carry is, I took the board down, is it's twice as much. This is twice as much as this. But I think you can see this is a one-trick pony. This has lots of options. It has interoperability with many other products. This is just for carrying your phones from A to B, and it does a great job of it. It's a quality product. Nothing about the, you know, CellSnapp is cheap. It's well made. It's a good product, but it's got limited functionality, and for that you pay half the price. You pay $50, you get a product that's also a kickstand, that's also gives you wireless charging, gives you interoperability with all other MagSafe products and platforms. You can do a lot more with the Twins Carry. So I think I'm going to repeat myself at this point, so I'm going to cut the video here. I vote for Twins Carry, the as stylish Twins Carry. This is the product I'm keeping, and I'm sending back to CellSnapp, not because there's anything wrong with it, just the other product is better. As always, if my video helps you, if I help you narrow into all this, I am sponsored by neither of these guys. No one gives me a dime, not even for YouTube. No one pays me. This is personal usage observations. Yes, it's my opinion what's better, but I think I've stated my reasons why I think it's better. And like I said, my decision, Twins Carry all the way. I'd make this decision 10 times out of 10. It's the better product in my opinion. Neither product is low quality. Just what you can do with that for an extra 25 bucks, in my opinion, justifies the extra cost. This is helpful. I need the subscribes. I would love the likes. Any comments? I want to hear what you think about this. Maybe I'm way off. Tell me in the comments, right? Tell me what you think. If you have some of these and you've done both, I want to hear what your experience was. I'd like to know all that in the comments. Let's have an open discussion about that, because there's not a lot of products in this space right now. So I looked at both. I bought both. Now I know a little bit more, and I'm sending that on to everyone else in YouTube land. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribes if you can. This is Dave saying thank you for watching, and have a great day, week, and now it's Friday, Saturday morning, weekend. So God bless, and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.